Good morning, traders. How are you? I hope you are well. I hope you're having a fantastic trading week. Welcome to the live stream. I hope you've got all of your questions ready, guys. We've even got a question already from John, which is a very interesting question, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. But also, guys, everyone else, get your questions. Now is the time to ask me. Ask me whatever you like about trading. Could be a pair that you're in. It could be something to do with money management, psychology, techniques, trend, candlesticks, whatever you want to ask me, guys, I will answer it. No problemo. Guys, what's today? Today is Wednesday. It's Wednesday, the 16th of November. I never know what day of the week it is these days. I'm absorbed in my trading. But yeah, Wednesday, the 16th of November, guys. And as always, we're going to look at yesterday's trades. We'll look at today's potential trades. And there are many things that I'm looking at today in terms of trade ideas, guys. So I'm just going to show you everything that I'm looking at, and then we can narrow it down to a few pairs, perhaps. And then also, we're going to look at the important news. Yeah, we've got some important CPI data coming out of the pound, coming out of the UK, and we've also got CPI data coming out of Canada. So yeah, those CPI news, guys, is pretty much moving the markets. It's all about inflation at the moment. Yeah, so yeah, the cost of living has skyrocketed. We don't know the difference in Dubai because the cost of living was already very expensive. So yeah. But yeah, so we're going to cover all that today, guys. But yeah, get your questions in. Right, better do a couple of plugs before my editor tortures me. So first of all, guys, join our Discord channel. Yeah, loads of traders on there, guys, sharing different ideas, trade ideas, sharing knowledge. There's tutorials. There's loads of things going on our Discord channel. So join it. Come join us for that. Secondly, the live stream. I'm assuming you know about the live stream if you're here, because this is the live stream. But we do it every Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. London GMT, guys. And finally, we're running a mentorship program now, guys. So if you would like to be mentored one-on-one with myself, then drop us an email. All the information about all of this is in the video description. I can feel my editor smiling. Okay, so let me have a drink. It's vodka time. I shouldn't joke. You're probably thinking I'm an alcoholic. I'm not. I'm just having a drink. Okay, so John asked a really good question, guys. Well, we got 3 questions. So how do you create your watch list? Why these pairs? And do you use any fundamental analysis with your trading? So this is a really good question, John, and I will answer this. But first, we must just recap yesterday's trades, guys. All right. So we'll do that first, John, and then I will happily answer your questions. Morning, Thapello. How are you? Hope you are well. Thapello, I believe it was Thapello, had a great trading day the other day. Well done. Right, guys. So the trade ideas from yesterday, there were 2 trade ideas. Yeah. The first one was the pound against the Japanese yen. All right. And we were looking to short this pair. So why were we trying to short this pair? Remember, your day chart is your why. So price was clearly in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher low. Sorry, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Didn't create a higher high. Yeah. This is always a red flag, guys. Yeah. If a trend isn't making higher highs or lower lows in a downtrend, then red flags. All right. And then we come down. Yeah. It held at this last low here, but then eventually it came up. Yeah. We've got lower lows, and then it broke below these lows as well. So now we have lower lows. Okay, guys. So structure was in a downtrend, clearly. If I zoom in, yeah, and we've just seeing, obviously this candle broke, but we've just been seeing all these rejection wicks. Okay, so for the last couple of days, we've seen price rejecting this grey zone. So yeah, it's still a trade for today as well, guys, really. So yeah, we just wanted to come from this grey zone and carry on downwards. Let's look at a target. I didn't give you a target. How terrible. Yeah, my target would be this, guys. It would be this 62.50 level. I love a psychological level. Yeah, so yeah, that would be my target. All right, guys, so let's look at the H1 and see what actually happened. So guys, the problem with this was the H1 structure. So it started breaking down. Yeah, we got lower lows, but then the problem was it broke this last lower high. Yeah, and then for me, structure was in an uptrend, and then that structure continued. So it was difficult to trade this pair for that reason. We just wasn't with H1 structure. Yeah, and then price come down. It still didn't break H1 structure, and now it's shot up today. So it'll be interesting to see what it does at this level. If price starts breaking down, yeah, we are interested in this pair. And we could look for an M15 structure breakdown here, guys. All right. So yeah, I didn't get into this trade because of that. And also, if we look on the H4, guys, as well, remember I was keeping an eye on that. It has broken this last swing low. Yeah, it's actually broken that. But it's this level here that's proving very important. Yeah, it was once support here, and then it became resistance, okay? And then you can see it's been reacting at this level. So it's still at an interesting level, but I want to see a structure breakdown, at least on the H1, maybe the M15 if we're being aggressive. All right, so no trade on that one, guys. And then the second trade from yesterday was Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. And again, this is a trade idea for today as well, guys. Yeah, this is the day chart. We're still clearly in a downtrend. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And then price has come back up. Where this was once support is now becoming resistance. Guys, we see this pattern so often. We love this pattern. Going to get that put on a t-shirt. We love this pattern. With a big heart. We're going to put that on a t-shirt, and we're going to make them available to you. We are going to do this, I think. We will eventually do this. Give us time. We're so busy. We have many things to do. But guys, yeah, so we come back up, and then we got this large candle that rejected this zone. All right, so the idea was just to take price back down to here. Okay, if we look at the daily candles, guys, yeah, in a bit more detail, nothing tells me, so this was the candle that gave us the impetus to start shorting. But none of these candles here tell me buyers are back in control. Yeah, we've got a wick here. This is a bearish candle. It'll be interesting to see what this candle does today. But nothing tells me buyers have taken control. So sellers are therefore still in control because of this candle. Okay, so again, we just want to take price back down to this low. So with the pound yen and the Aussie dollar, New Zealand yen, these are still trade ideas for today, guys. Yeah, still trade ideas for today. Let's drop down to the H1 now, guys, and see what happened. So we like this trade because we were still with H1 structure. Okay, so when this low broke, yeah, we were still with H1 structure, and we still are. Yeah. This level here has become the important level now. Okay, so we've got lower lows. The high didn't break. We got lower lows. The high didn't break. And then this is just sort of overnight. So it'd be interesting to see what it does back at this level. We can potentially take it lower from this level. All right, so it'd be interesting to see what happens. But H1 structure, because this level here hasn't broken, is still intact. All right, so I actually traded this pair, guys. I was in it 20% anyway, and then when we got this candle here, because it was such a bearish reaction at this level, I actually took this candle. So I was already in it for 20%. My stop was above here. Okay, but I entered again. I entered my trade here, kept my stop here. Okay, and then took 80% of my trade, closed it at these lows here. Okay, I still thought it was going to come lower, but obviously we had a very bullish reaction. So I closed 80% here. So now I was still in that 20% trade from the other day. So now I've still got my stop here, but it's 40% now, okay? Because I've got two 20% still in this trade, guys. All right. So, yeah, like I say, it'll be interesting to see what happens today. Potentially we can come lower. If we get a break of this low here, yeah, if we get a break of these lows, then definitely, yeah, we're off to the downside. Okay, guys. So, yeah, I just wanted to cover that. So they were the trade ideas from yesterday. So pound yen, I couldn't get into. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, I got into. Good trade. And I'm still in it for 40%. So I hope you followed some of them trade ideas. And guys, you know, if you enjoy my recap, we learned lots in the recap, then come join us. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, smash that notification button, and also smash the like button, guys. Yeah, it really helps support the channel, and we would love to have you. You are welcome to come. We would love it. All right, so that was the trade ideas from yesterday. So, and there's still trade ideas for today. Pound yen and Aussie dollar, New Zealand. I still think we can short them today. Right, guys, so let's look at a few of your questions now. So let me say morning T, morning Jade, morning Kev. Okay, guys, so let's start with John's question. So John asked, I have 3 questions for you to cover. How do you create your watch list? Why these pairs? Do you use any fundamental analysis with your trading? Okay, guys, so I'm going to show you what I do every morning. All right. So, guys, I talk about this in my mentorship program. So if you would like to join that, then please email us, all the information in the video description. But I'm also going to show you now as well, guys. All right. But I go into a little bit more detail with the mentorship program, obviously. But let's just cover the basics of what I look for. And it's a good question, John. Okay. So what I'm looking for is this. So let's look at a potential trade idea for today. Okay, so a potential trade idea was Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Well, let's do a different one. What was another one of my trade ideas? Okay, so Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. So this is one of my trade ideas for today. Okay, so what I look for, guys, this is what I do for everything. So what I want to do, guys, I want to filter down to around, you know, no pairs, 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pairs, 4 pairs. Yeah, I look at 28 currency pairs, also look at oil, gold, and the indices. But I can't trade 28 currency pairs. I would get more gray hair and my trading would be terrible. Yeah, you cannot trade that many pairs. So I have to narrow it down. So every morning, what I do, I go through all 28 currency pairs and I look at the weekly and the daily chart. Okay. So what I start with is obviously the weekly chart. All right. I do a top-down approach. So first and foremost, I say to myself, what is the weekly chart telling me? Okay. And the weekly chart has been in an uptrend. Yeah. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. But now, guys, as you can see, it's pretty much been in this range. Yeah. And it's been in this range for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. That is a long time to be in a range. All right. But you can see that. Remember, we call this a box of indecision. Yeah. We don't have buyers are not in control and sellers are not in control. It's just a box of indecision. All right. So what I'm seeing is that. That's all I'm seeing on the weekly chart. Okay. Then I drop down to the daily chart, guys. All right. And then as you can see, this box of indecision that you saw on the weekly chart is clearly defined here. Okay. This is the same box. So once I've done this, guys, I'm then looking at structure. All right. I'm looking at the structure of the market. Remember, weekly was in an uptrend, and then we've hit an area of indecision. And now I'm looking at the day chart. And it's been very choppy. Yeah. Hence the indecision. So price come up, we was clearly in an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, didn't create a higher high, price come crashing down, breaking this low. We were then in a downtrend. Yeah, use this again. We love this pattern. Use that as resistance. Didn't break these lows. Instead, started ranging. Broke up. We were then back in an uptrend because it broke these highs. And then again, guys, it's been breaking down a little bit. Yeah. Okay. And now it's just been ranging, guys. So on the day chart, I'm seeing this range here. It's just been ranging here, okay? But we have had lower highs, okay? So I'm looking at all of these things, okay? I'm looking at all of these things to tell me what's going on, guys, all right? Then once I look at structure, I then need to plot my gray zones. Okay, so let's plot my gray zones. I'm seeing this as an important zone through here. Okay, so that's an important zone. And this, I would even make this a little bit larger to include this zone here. Let's include these lows. So, and even this, guys, but this shouldn't pay much, is not applicable for today. All right, so I'm seeing this, guys. These are the important zones on the day chart. And then I ask myself, how has price reacted at these gray zones? So for me, guys, this has been making, lower highs, and these highs haven't been broken, okay? And it hasn't made lower lows, but it's been ranging. Then I'm looking for, what are the candlesticks telling me? Okay, so then this candlestick here is telling me that we've had a huge push away from this gray zone. All right, so I can trade this. Yeah, I think structure is breaking down. We've got lower highs. It's at an important gray zone, and we've had a bearish reaction with this candle. So at least I think we can take price from here back down to these lows. And that's another thing I look for, guys. I have to have room to move into. Yeah, and this room here is room to move into. And that's all I do to filter the trade to start with. Yeah, I look at weekly and daily. All right, and then I filter the trade. So this is a trade idea for today for those reasons. Okay, so I look at the weekly and the daily. I look at structure, trend. I look at support and resistance levels, and I look at the candlesticks themselves to tell me what is happening in the market. All right, and if all of those things align, yeah, then I can take a trade. So, so that's what I do purely as a filter, guys. All right, just daily and weekly filter the trades. Do I include fundamental analysis with this? No, quite honestly, no is the answer. I find news very reactive. Yeah, I'm not a reactive trader. I plan what I'm going to do for the day, and then I execute it in the during the day if my criteria sets up. So I'm obviously aware of the news coming out that day. So if I know news that comes out could affect the Swiss franc or the Japanese yen, then I'm aware of that news. Yeah, because I'm potentially looking at this pair. But that's all. Yeah, I'm not paying attention to the macroeconomic view of the Swiss franc or the yen. Yeah, a lot of that has already been priced in anyway. Okay, so no fundamental analysis comes into my trade, but I am aware of the news for that day. So that's what I'm looking for, guys. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for to add a filter to my 28 currency pairs and get it down to a few pairs. So I hope that helps, John. I hope that's answered your question. Next one. What was the next question we had? Let me have a look. How do you spot fake outs in the market? Good question. Okay, so let's have a look. So Morning Kingdom as well. We will look at US dollar, Japanese yen. What's more effective between trend lines, demand and supply? Okay, let's have a look at them in a minute, guys. But how do you spot a fake out in the market? Okay, this is a good question. I need to find a fake out. This is the only problem. Okay, let's have a quick look here. Okay. So, all right, let's have a look at this example. Yeah, this could potentially be a fake out. Okay. So this is our gray zone. Yeah. And we've seen this candle here. Yeah. We've seen this candle here. All right. So this is potentially broken this gray zone. And we're thinking, okay, we could take this higher. All right. So let's look at this trade on the H1. Let's really zoom into this. Okay, that's too much. All right, so yeah, here we go. Let's have a look at this one, guys. So this has broken our gray zone, guys. Yeah, this is on the H1 chart. Yeah, I've just stumbled across this as an example. Okay, so price is in an uptrend on the H1. Yeah, we've broken out of this gray zone. We're thinking, okay, we could start taking price higher. So a few things you need to look for. Yeah. We don't know if it's going to be a fake out or it's going to carry on with trend. Yeah, we have no idea. Yeah, don't trust anyone who tells you they can tell you that. But what you can do is read what the candles tell you. So when I see a candle like this, yeah, let's take what time is this? So this is 4 o'clock on the 14th of the 11th. Okay, so this candle here. All right. What I do is I then drop down to the M15 chart. All right. So 4 o'clock on 14th of the 11th. Let's have a look here. Okay. So you can see this here on the M15 chart. All right. So there's a couple of things you can do, guys. Yeah. So this is that H1 candle that we saw. All right. Breaking out of the gray zone. But it's now we're looking at the M15 chart. And for a breakout or a fake out, I drop down to the M15 chart and I want to just listen to what that's telling me. Okay. Because firstly, if this isn't a fake out and it carries on with trend, we want to see the move happen pretty quickly. First and foremost, we want to see the speed happen. Okay, so this is okay. This has only been a few minutes, but I want to see a break of this high. Yeah, this was the H1 candle. I want to see a sustained break of this high. So at least I want to see an M15 candle that stays broke. So it could look something like this. Yeah. Yeah, imagine this pink one here is a candle. It stayed broken above this high. Okay, so I need to see that happen. Okay, first and foremost. And as you can see, guys, that doesn't happen. Yeah, this high of this candle, price doesn't break it, and if anything, it closes back inside it. Okay, so I want to see a sustained break of this high, and I want it to happen very quickly. Okay, so if I don't see that, I'm out of the trade, or I won't enter the trade until I see that. Okay, but maybe I did get in early. I saw the H1 break, and then I see this candle form. Yeah, you can just get out for a small loss. Yeah, imagine your stop loss is here. Yeah, because the market is breaking down, and as soon as I see a break of this low with this candle as well, yeah, price is pushing down. Yeah, so there's a few things that you can look for. Yeah, is how quickly has the breakout happened, and have we had a sustained break above this last high here? The answer is no. Okay, and then we can read what the candlesticks are telling us on the M15. Yeah, and they're telling us price is coming down. Yeah, it wants to come down. So if you did get in the trade, just get out of it early. Don't let it wait until it takes you out of your stop loss here. Okay, so for breakouts or fake outs, you have to be laser focused and see what is happening on the lower time frame. Okay, you know, that's if you're trading the H1 chart, I will drop down to the M15 chart. If you're trading the H4 chart, drop down to the H1 chart. If you're trading the day chart, drop down to the H4 chart. Yeah, it depends what time frame you're looking at. But those are the things I'm looking at for a breakout or fake out. Okay, and as you can see, guys, we didn't get a sustained move and a break above these highs, and then price come crashing down. Okay, so I hope that helps, T. T. Gariba. I like your name. So what's more effective between trend lines and demand and supply? So for Pello, what I think you're telling me here, are you talking about diagonal trend lines or vertical trend lines? Generally, I just look at, you know, I will look at both. Yeah, if we look at pound yen, this is a good example. Yeah, so I'm looking at everything here. So what I'm looking at pound yen, I'm looking at these horizontal, is it horizontal or vertical? Horizontal. Yeah, horizontal levels. Okay, lost my mind for a second. That's what happens with trading. So yeah, I've got this diagonal trend line. Okay. Okay, when that breaks, I'm interested. But then I also support that with horizontal trend lines as well. And when they start breaking or reacting at these levels, they're just as important as a break of the trend line. But I put more emphasis on these horizontal zones. Yeah, they are more reliable than trend line breaks. Okay. Thank you, Kev. Yes, let's hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this video and come join us. Subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you. Good morning, Kingdom. Thank you, Kev. Yes, CPI data is, I'm keeping one eye on that, one eye on trading, one eye on the live stream. Okay, Kingdom, we will look at US dollar, Japanese yen now. And T, some traders say fundamentals is key to becoming successful. What's your take on that? I would disagree wholeheartedly. Yeah, some traders say fundamentals is key to becoming successful. What's your take on that? Absolute nonsense. Yeah, I'm a technical trader. Yeah, I'm trading in between these gray zones, these support and resistance zones. Okay, I'm a technical trader. That's how I've become profitable, not trading the fundamentals or the news. And let's be honest, guys, the fundamentals over the last few weeks has been, it's made the markets do this. Yeah. You know, you're not going to know if a prime minister gets the sack or somebody tweets something about one of the pairs, or the Japanese government intervene with the yen pair. Yeah, you're not going to know any of this, to be quite honest. Yeah, you're just reacting to it. So all I do is I understand what news has been released, and then I wait for the dust to settle, and then I react to that news. Yeah, that's all we can do, guys. Yeah, if you're going to trade the news and fundamentals, you're too late to the party, in my opinion. Yeah, news is very reactive. Okay, let's look at US dollar, Japanese yen, guys. All right, so I'm going to go back to John's question earlier on. All right, and I'm going to remove all of these gray zones. So John's question was like, how do you filter your currency pairs? You know, I give you trade ideas every day, guys. Yeah, how do I narrow that down to 1, 2, 3, or 4 pairs usually? Okay, so let's look at how I do it again, but let's do it on the US dollar, Japanese yen. So Kingdom Goal, this is for you. So again, guys, this is what I do every morning. Okay, so US dollar Japanese yen, guys. This is what I do every morning. So US dollar, Japanese yen, what is the weekly chart telling me? So first of all, structure. Structure is in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Okay. We've had a lot of selling pressure. Okay. So that's what structure is telling me. Okay. Then I will plot support and resistance zones. Okay. So this is clearly an area of support. Yeah. It was once resistance here. When it breaks, comes back down, it becomes support. Okay. So this is what I'm looking at. Yeah. I don't make a decision yet, guys. I have to then look at the day chart and then I make a decision what I'm going to do. Okay. So that's the weekly chart. Then I look at the day chart. Okay. And as you can see, we have this gray zone. This was that weekly area that I was talking about. But then I'm also looking for my support and resistance zones, my gray zones on the day chart. And you saw that I deleted them earlier, but this is a key level. Yeah, it's proven to be a key level. All right. And arguably there was a bit of resistance here. Oh, sorry guys, bear with me. Yeah, there was a bit of resistance here, guys, as well. All right, so, but it was resistance here. Sorry, it was support here, but here price took no notice of it. All right, so I'm going to remove this zone here. All right, so this is what I'm seeing, guys. So it's in an upward weekly trend, and it's in a daily downtrend. And then I've plotted my support and resistance. And then what are the candles telling me? So the candles here are telling me that we're seeing a bit of resistance here. And this wick here tells me, some buyers have entered the market. All right. So just by looking at this, if I had to trade it today. So no, let me tell you this, guys. So now you've got 3 decisions to make. Yeah, you've done your weekly analysis, your daily analysis, you've looked at structure, you've looked at support and resistance, and you've looked at the candles. Now you need to ask yourself, will I buy it? Will I short it? Or will I stay the hell out of the market? These are your 3 options, as simple as that. Yeah. If I'm going to buy it, if I make a decision to buy it or sell it, it will become one of my trade ideas that I give you every morning. Yeah. If I decide to stay the hell out of it, it's not a trade idea. Okay. And I'm going to show you my trade ideas for today, but this would be, and I like being with day trend, but this would be an against trend trade. This would be against the daily trend. Yeah, clearly. It's in a downward structure. Lower highs, yeah, lower lows. It's clearly in a downward structure. This would be against trend. Okay, and I don't like to do that, but it's very oversold. Yeah, remember, guys, we look at the moving average 20. I'm looking at how far away is price from this moving average 20, and it is very far away. So I think we could potentially have some room, back towards this gray zone. Okay, so the US dollar pairs are a trade idea for me today, but they are against trend trades. So for all of those reasons, I would buy from this level. Okay, so that's what I look for my criteria to eliminate trades and what trades I will trade. All right. Once I've done that, I've got 3 or 4 trade ideas. Then I will start looking at the lower time frames. I will then look at H4, and this is to refine my execution of the trade. Yeah. Now I'm planning my entry. Okay. So I use H4 and H1 to plan my entry. So what am I seeing here? I'm clearly seeing H4 is in a downtrend. Yeah, that's no surprise. Yeah, because it was so bearish. Okay, so it's still in a downtrend, but this level here becomes important. Okay, so let me put that level in. You can see, oh, cancel. You can see it's reacted here as well. So this level here becomes important for me on the lower time frames. But this is just me thinking about buying this pair. Then I drop down to the H1 chart, guys, and I ask myself, what is this telling me? And I like the fact that this H1 structure is in an uptrend. So you could trade this two ways, guys. Let me show you. So price was in a downtrend, lower lows, lower highs, yeah, didn't create lower lows, and then this is broken up, breaking these highs. So we've got higher lows and higher highs. So H1 structure is in an uptrend. If you want to be aggressive, you could pretty much take this trade now. Okay, you could take this trade from this area here. We've got the gray zone, we've got the moving average 20. Yeah, I would wait for a more bullish candle, but I think we could take price back up to this level here. Okay, close 80%. All right, this is almost a live trade, guys. You could trade that. I just want more bullish candle or potentially an M15 structure break. Okay, but we are with H1 structure. And remember, guys, I love H1 structure. I think my editor is getting a little bit sleepy because I mentioned H1 structure so much. Okay, so love H1 structure. All right, so we could potentially trade this now. This would be the riskier trade, and we could take price back up to this gray zone. Okay, we're with H1 structure. The less riskier trade would be this, would be a break. Remember this gray zone? Yeah, remember this gray zone, guys, was my H4 level. So a less riskier trade would be a break of this level, a retest. We're still with H1 structure, and then we can take price higher. Okay, so this would be a safer, less riskier trade. Okay, so this is what I would be looking for. Okay, but you could start trading this up to here. All right, guys. So yeah, that's everything I look for. Daily and weekly is my filter, and then the lower time frames I plan my execution on. Okay, I know what I'm going to do with a trade before it even happens. Yeah, I suggest you do the same. Okay. Okay. Took it already. Kingdom. I like it. You are. Let me know how it goes. Yeah. So you took US dollar yen already. Okay. All right, guys. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for, guys. But yeah, plan your day. Do not react to everything. Yeah. Don't react to everything. Plan your day. Yeah. I've said it before. You know, when Lionel Messi. No, let's use an English play. You know, in Harry Kane, we're going to win the World Cup, by the way. England are going to win the World Cup. You know, when Harry Kane takes a penalty, he doesn't just, you know, make the decision when he strikes the ball. He has already planned in his head a minute before the penalty where he's going to put it. Yeah, he's played a bit of mind games with the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper in this analogy could be the markets, and he's planned what he's going to do before he does it. And then he puts it in top left. England win the World Cup. I celebrate for 3 weeks. You might not see me. I'm only joking. I'll be here. Okay, guys. So yeah, that's what we've got to do every morning. You know, you've got to put in the hard work if you want to be successful at trading. Trading is not a get quick rich scheme, and it's not easy. So you have to plan your day. Let me drink. Right. Carlos. Hello, Carlos. How are you? Welcome to the live stream. How is Norway? How is Norway? And I'll see you Thursday for our session. And guys, if you're enjoying this analysis, then please come join us. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and also smash that like button, guys. Yeah, help support the channel, and I will help support your trading. Right, Carlos, Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. Yeah, this has been an interesting one. Let's have a look at Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. So, yeah, for me, I've already made a decision with this, and for me, it's still shorts with this pair. But again, let's do a top-down approach, guys, all right? So let's look at the weekly chart, all right? Oh, let's look at the weekly chart. So what I'm seeing here, guys, is a clear downtrend. Yeah, this grey zone was obviously very important. Yeah, it was once support, 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 and now it is proven to be resistance here. Okay, and we're in a downtrend. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, potentially a lower high to come lower. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on the weekly chart. And this grey zone is a weekly support and resistance zone. Yeah, it's actually a resistance zone. And we've had this very bearish candle react at this zone. So if this was just a weekly trade on its own, let's say I only traded the weekly, I would look for shorts here. Okay, I would look for shorts down to this last low here. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on the weekly. Then we go to the day chart, guys. All right, and yeah, price was in a downtrend. Okay, but then when it sort of broke this high here, it was arguably in an uptrend. It was a little bit scruffy. Yeah, it made a lower low, sorry, a higher low, and then come back up. But it never broke this level because obviously this level here, this was that weekly resistance. And instead, price come breaking down, breaking this low. So for me, guys, we're in a downtrend. Okay, we are in a downtrend on the daily chart. And also, let's look at the candlesticks. These are all the things I do. Yeah, if we look at the candlesticks, yeah, we've had this one that broke this low. I mean, buyers are in control. But we know what the markets have been like recently. But then we get this candle. Yeah, arguably buyers are back in control. Yeah, then we get this candle. Sellers are in control. Then we get a doji. Yeah, we know how volatile things have been at the moment. Okay. But even this candle here, sellers were still in control because of this wick. And then we've had this green candle, which is interesting. But for me, this wick is large enough to tell me sellers are still just about in control of this market. Yeah. It's not a trade idea for today because of the bullishness of this candle. But again, if you said, Tom, I will throw you over, I will throw you onto a fire. I don't know. Couldn't think of any other form of torture. If you don't, I will throw you on a fire. You have to make a decision. I would short this pair. Okay. So, yeah, because of this wick as well. All right. If this was fully green, a full-bodied green candle, I'd be less reluctant. Okay, to short this. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. Let's drop down to the H4 chart. All right. Yeah, and it was in a downward structure. Yeah, once this lows here had broke. Yeah, it was in a downward structure. It's come all the way back up. So we've still got lower lows. Yeah, we haven't got, we've still got lower highs. We haven't got lower lows really. So arguably this market on the H4 is ranging. Okay, so we could then see price come back down to here. Okay, that's what I would be looking for. All right, then we look at the H1 chart, guys, and we say, what is this telling us? So this is telling us, yeah, tricky one. Let's look at this grey zone here. Let's remove this grey zone. I don't want it to interfere with my decision here. Okay, but price was clearly in an uptrend on the H1, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And then arguably this area here was the last H1 low. But then we've had this candle which has broken these lows. But then it's a low, now we've got this area here as well. This area here is also a potential area of support. So the H1 is tricky to read, guys. All right, it wouldn't surprise me if price come back up to here, yeah. Try to take out a few stops up here, yeah, and then it will come back down. All right, or we could see a break of this structure here, a retest, and then we come down. So that's what I would be looking for on Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. When I was looking at the H4 candle, H4 chart, I did notice the bullish candle. Okay, so let me show you that. So also, guys, we've got this bullish H4 candle. So that also tells me I think price will come back up to these highs, even these highs, okay, and retest it here. And then potentially we could look for an M15 structure break here, yeah, or a strong H1 reaction. Okay, but this H4 candle here tells me it could make it back up to the top. If we go back to the H1 chart, yeah, like I say, the H1, this area here is all an area of support. So if it doesn't make it back up here, price could break down and do this. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, Carlos. I hope that helps you with your trade for today. And I'll see you Thursday for our mentorship program. You're welcome, Kingdom. Eric, can we have a look at US dollar, Canadian dollar? Yes, we can. Okay, so US dollar, Canadian dollar, guys. So, guys, I'm going to look at US dollar, Canadian dollar because it is a trade idea. All euro US dollar pairs are a trade idea because they're at certain levels. So let me just tell you what I'm looking at today, guys, as well. So let's start with US dollar, Canadian dollar. Because Eric, I know Eric is a regular to the channel. He's also part of our Discord channel. So Eric, this is for you. So US dollar, Canadian dollar. I've already got all my grey zones mapped out, guys, because I am meticulous and I do this every morning. All right, so you should be meticulous too. And this blue line was this target that I've had this mapped in for days, weeks. All right, and it literally, not quite, but it's literally hit this blue line. All right, so I cannot short because this area here is now an area of potential support. Okay, so let me draw that in so you can see it. All right, so if you look on the weekly chart, you will see it more clearly. Yeah, so yeah, let's even do this so you can see that wick. All right, so you can clearly see, guys, price is in an uptrend and it's now coming back and hitting a key level of resistance. Yeah, but then you also got to bear in mind, look how bearish this candle is. Go at this selling pressure into this level. All right, day chart. Yeah, so it's hit this low. I don't know if you can hear the police. It's not me. They're not after me. I don't think so. Who knows? But yeah, so guys, it's coming down and hitting into this area of weekly support. All right, but you can clearly see on the day chart, guys, it is in a downtrend. Yeah, so this would be an against trend trade, but with a few of the US dollar pairs, I'm willing to do that today. Not this pair. I have a better dollar pair to trade. So price has gotten down to this zone now. We have a bit of room up to this zone and a bit of room up to this zone. Okay, so it's a bit of a weekly trade, but we have room to move into to the upside. And it's a little bit oversold because look at where the moving average 20 is. So then when I see this, I want to, like I say, we can buy this up to here. All right, but I want to see H1 structure. I want to see what this is telling me. And this, yeah, there's a lot of indecision. Yeah, look at this. It's like, do we want to come lower? No, we don't. Do we want to come lower? No, we don't. Yeah, just ranging, guys. So for me, to trade this pair, remember I'm looking for longs. I cannot sell into that weekly support. I cannot do that. Yeah. So don't short into support. Remember the t-shirts are on their way. I cannot short this. Yeah. Cannot short into this, but I can long it. So what I would want to see, guys, is a breakout of this zone. Yeah. Retest and then potentially take it back up to this gray zone here. So this level here. All right, guys. So that's how I would trade US dollar, Canadian dollar. Yeah, would I? That's a good question. Would I? So, Eric, I hope that helps with US dollar, Canadian dollar. For Pello, would you say Friday's a good day to trade? I probably wouldn't, to be quite honest with you, because Fridays, especially at the end of the month, some of the big boys are closing orders. Yeah, and it can make the market, you know, drop down 50 pips, go up 50 pips, and you think there's no reason for it. But it's some of the big boys closing big orders on a Friday. So that can affect the market. You've also got retail traders just closing down trades. It's the weekend, it's Friday night. Do we want to trade? You know, so there's a lot of things. Friday morning, I would say, is okay, like the London Open. But as we get towards the New York Open, yeah, after the initial New York Open, where you see lots of volatility and lots of volume, after that, close your trades, really. Yeah, unless you're, you know, very confident of the trade. I try to close my trades before Friday. All right, so yeah, I hope that answers that. Henry, GBP US dollar. So guys, we're running out of time, so let me show you what I'm looking at. So what I'm seeing, guys, with a lot of the US dollar pairs, if not all of them, is they are at very interesting levels, and pound US dollar is one of them. All right, so this level here was once support, and now it's potentially resistance here. So what we've seen, guys, is an uptrend, yeah, into this area. Okay, so I cannot keep buying this. Yeah, I cannot buy into. Don't have persistence into resistance. Boom. Okay. T-shirts. Must remember this. All right. And we've got this wick. So I would not buy this today. No way would I buy this. If anything, I would want to see a breakdown in price and I would short it. But the problem here is we only have a short down to here. Okay. So this is not a trade idea for today. Okay. Same with Aussie dollar, US dollar. Yeah, it's the same thing. We're at this grey zone. We're at an important level. Yeah, it was once support. It could now become very good resistance. The problem with this one is the candle. It's not telling me sellers are entering the market. I cannot buy this, and I don't really want to sell it because of that candle. But we have room to move into. Yeah, this area here is potentially the last piece of support. So if we saw a H1 structure break, we could potentially take it down to here. Okay. Same again, US dollar, Swiss franc. All the US dollar pairs are at interesting levels. So this one here, guys, yeah, was a very important area, a weekly low. Yeah, it's in a downtrend, obviously, but look how far away from the moving average 20. Super oversold. So this is potentially a trade idea for today, because we also have this candle. Yeah. So if we start seeing a H1 structure break to the uptrend, yeah, we can take price, look for some psychological levels. Okay, but the one I really like for today out of all the US dollar pairs is this, the euro against the US dollar. So why do I like this more than all the others? Let me explain. So firstly, yeah, it's at a key level. Yeah, once support, resistance, and now it's at this level again. And we've got this huge, not huge, but a large rejection wick. at this level. Okay. And we've got room to move into to this level here. All right, so I like this one most out of the US dollar pairs. You could trade any of them because they're all at interesting levels. Wait for H1 structure to break. So, but I'm looking at Euro US dollar. Okay, so price could come down to here. We've got room to move into. So then I'm going to drop down to the H1 chart. And what I want to see, guys, is a breakdown in structure. Okay, so I'm going to remove this grey zone because that was the higher time frame zone. So again, we could play this safe or riskier. Yeah, depends what your appetite is for risk. But what I'm seeing is this, guys. The price was in an uptrend. Higher highs, yeah, higher highs. And this area here, yeah, was potentially an area of resistance, but then it's broke that. So H1 structure arguably is in a downtrend. Okay, so again, when price comes back up and hits this zone, yeah, we could start shorting from here. Yeah, I would short it to here, back down to this level, close 80%, let 20% run. But that's riskier. And I would need a more bearish candle. What we could do instead is wait for a break of this level. Yeah. Okay, so price comes down, maybe messes around at this level. Yeah, but then we get a break, retest with H1 structure, and then we could take it lower from here, guys. So that's really what I'd be looking for, unless I see a very bearish candle form at this level. You could even see a bearish candle form at this level, okay, and take it lower. All right, guys, that's what I'm seeing on Euro US dollar. And guys, yeah, like I say, if you're enjoying this analysis, come join the party. Join us at Simply Forex, subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and also smash the like button. It really helps me to do this every day, and it helps support the channel. Also, my other trade ideas, remember, was Swiss franc, Japanese yen long, short, sorry. We were shorting, the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen because of this reaction here, back down to here. I explained that earlier. If you missed that, guys, check it out on the video. Was also looking at Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Okay, I still think this is a trade idea for today. Yeah, because again, yeah, it broke this structure, came back down, got this candle, still think we can come back down to here. So Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar short. And also, yeah, they're the three main one, guys. Swiss franc yen short, Euro US dollar short, and Aussie dollar, New Zealand short. I'm still also keeping an eye on pound yen short. Yeah, so yeah, it's broken this grey zone. Okay, structures with us. It's broken this grey zone and it keeps rejecting this grey zone. Okay, so if we get a strong enough reaction, we'll take it down. If we look at the H1, yeah, we just don't want to see a break of this level. If I see a break of this level, not interested. Okay, we could, I think we've already got an M15 break. I was looking at this earlier. So again, if you want to be aggressive, we could trade an M15 break, structure break downwards, or again, we could be less riskier and wait for a break of these lows. So H1 structure has changed and then take it lower. All right, guys. So, yeah, let's take a look at the news now, guys. If you haven't got any more questions, let's take a look at the news. So, yeah, news for Wednesday, November 16th, guys. Yeah, the important news for today is this. Yeah, if it's already come out. Yeah, so it's already been released, guys. Yeah, coming out of the UK, we had this CPI data. All right, so the inflation data, guys, very important. And both were better than expected. So it would be interesting to see what impact that has. If we carry on down, guys, the next piece of important news is this. Yeah, more CPI data coming out of Canada. So again, this is 2:30 London GMT. So this could really move any Canadian dollar pair. And then if we carry on down, we've got at the same time, 2:30 London GMT, we've got retail sales coming out of the States. And then if we carry on down, there's some inflation reports, I believe. Yeah, if we carry on down. Okay, guys, there's also some inflation reports coming out of the UK later. The Bank of England governor speaking. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that as well. All right, guys. So, yeah, that's the news finished. And like I say, guys, yeah, if you've enjoyed this analysis and would like to receive it every day, then come join us on the channel, guys. I give you trade ideas every day. I plot the grey zones. So what's not to like? Subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button, guys. We would love to have you. Have a great trading day, guys. Don't forget about the Discord, the mentorship program and our live streams. And I will see you tomorrow.